Hello, happy Friday. I am using not the Wi-Fi, the other stuff. Yeah, the LTE, I think, whatever it is, because I think the internet connectors might be a touch damp. They weren't working very well, so I've switched on to the other thing. I'm hoping it works. Ever hopeful, but one can never tell, so we'll try our very best. It's been a busy old Friday. It's been raining today, and silly story, but Nick went to rescue the goats because he was worried they were getting a little bit wet, so took them out. They all came charging after him, and that was great. He got down the hill, and as he was approaching the barn, they all turned round and went back up the hill and went into their paddock. So I'm thinking they probably weren't that keen on going home. It was obviously too early for them, and goats will be goats. So what's happened today? Janine spent a long time in with her mummy this morning, and there's a lot going on in Carlene's White House, getting it ready to go. Janine has been slaving away emptying out the cabin. I would suggest that it's been deceptively full. I think she's finding that once she thinks she's on top of something, something else arises, and it's a bit problematic. So that's been super fun. And tomorrow is when the furniture, etc., will be moved down the hill. I think we're going to have to put it into the storage container, formerly known as the Purina container. And while the work is still going on in the White House, so that's good. And that's just been constant. You've seen Janine going up and down the hill. We have a new volunteer on Meredith, which is absolutely fantastic. Her name is Cindy. I have not met her yet because by the time I got into Meredith, I'd missed her. But I did meet Kate, and Kate had met her, so that was lovely. And she is a friend of Pam and Coral. And then I did the quarantine on Meredith, the quarantine here and the goats. And then Penny, go settle. She is on the other side of the door at the moment because we have, and I'm not going to move this camera until the end, but we have set up the shelving in here, brought the food items through, the cleaning items through, and the futon, the new futon is down while we let the mattress expand. But the dogs are through next door because we don't want Larky having anything that he can get his teeth into if he's unsupervised in here. So the door is shut and she's not best pleased. So that's what's happening today. Then the lady who is adopting Lucy and Luigi came, and she is working with her on the farm and because Lucy's quite a nervous donkey, and she is working with her, familiarising Lucy with her new person, and also working with Luigi. I spent half hour before this lovely lady arrived in the rain, stomping round after the donkeys, because the donkeys, as I remember late summer, they used to be fine to be caught, but obviously there's not been as many people out in the paddock taking them out walking, and so they've got out of the way of it, and they're looking at me going, oh, I really don't think so. I was like, oh no. So you'll probably have seen me going back and forward, back and forward, back and forward. So I eventually got them in, and we had a nice introductory session. So that's wonderful. Nice and calm, nice and gentle. Then what are we doing? Nick has got the heating on in the Airstream because Janine is going to need to get in there and get herself reacclimatized into her she palace, and that will be lovely. And Carlene, I think she's anxious to get home. I mean, who wouldn't be? and we're just hoping that we keep on target and get moving so that we can have our home sooner rather than later. Would be lovely. Thank you very much. It's been a funny day after all the desperately cold weather. We're all going around with gloves off. I'm soaking wet because it's exceptionally wet, but it's actually very warm. So much so that we've got a heavy dose of mist. But then again, I think we're coming back into cold weather. We're at 6s and 7s and upside down and round about at the moment with our weather, but such is life and we're coping just fine. So I'll move on with the letters and the packages that we have. And the first one here is from Jan Gerhold, which is lovely. Thank you, Jan. There's my poo pickers. Ooh. Thank you, Jan, much appreciated. Okay, this is Yogi Berra. I never said most of the things I said. Good defense, definitely. Now this is Jones. Now I can't I'm not sure. Laziness is nothing more than the habit of nothing before you got fired. Well, yes. Mark. Go to heaven for the climate, hell for the company. It's quite funny. There we go. Now, this is a letter from Brandy, and she is in Massachusetts, and I think I might know what this is. Thank you very much, Brandy. And Brandy has sent a lovely letter. Brandy has Clancy, and she is she's actually the perfect person for Clancy, and Clancy I think is probably the perfect horse for Brandy. He is, as we all know, he's full of personality, full of quirks, and she's got his number and she's got his back, and it is an absolutely wonderful pairing. Our only concern is that he maybe doesn't quite come up to the fitness level that we require for him to be active 5 days with light trail work. So what we have agreed is that because this lady is such a fantastic home, Clancy, let's face it, is a fantastic horse, she is going to work with him. She's going to take 6 to 12 months to get him up to speed, up to full fitness, because he's still a very young horse. And we'll see how, we think he's probably had an accident in the front half of his body at some point, which has healed, probably not been treated, so it's healed as it would. He's not lame, he's not shown any sign of lameness, but we are aware that there's been previous damage. And one of the problems that we have is that he's a young horse to be a perfect paddock prince, because he's only 5. So from that point of view, Brandy is going to work with him. She's going to use all her expertise in training him and being the perfect partner for him, which is more than this horse could possibly ask for. And if we find that he becomes lame or in any way, shape or form uncomfortable, we'll take him back and we will find a horse that Brandy will then work with and decide whether or not that horse suits her purpose. And these are both rescue horses, and as far as we're concerned, and I'm hoping Brandy's concerned, this is a win-win. I have a very strong feeling that Clancy will come good for her, with her tender loving care. And you know, Clancy just loves tender loving care. He responds exceptionally well to it. That and being told that he's the best boy in the paddock. So that's an absolutely superb situation, and if it doesn't work out, then we find another rescue horse, and it keeps that whole cycle going. So that's very exciting and very hopeful. So thank you so very much for sending that in, and I'll read the letter once I come off air. I have 5 packages here, and I have used my cunning cutting device beforehand, because this I've lost my tripod and the camera is balanced on boxes, empty boxes I might add. So this is for Goldy's Farm HQ. That'll be us. I'll take it off the desk, otherwise I'll definitely knock things over. Oh, thank you, Linda. This is for my quarantine barn, for my boots. Save my boots. Thank you. That's wonderful. I'll put that on my health and wellness shelf. And this is also for Goldy's Farm HQ. Oh, thank you, Linda. That's wonderful. That will keep me up and at it. Oh. This is from Erin, and this is for Carleen, and I'm going to open it because I know what it is. And these are super. These are Go Faster grips, and they're for her for her walker, so that she doesn't get sore hands. And they go round the handles, and she's got something nice and comfortable to grip onto. Hold on a sec. I'll put these back in because I do not want them getting separated. Thank you, Erin. She'll greatly appreciate that. And we'll put that with her other supplies. This is into me. Oh. Oh goodness, this is very heavy. Oh! Thank you very much. It's marmalade. Who was that from? Oh, that's wonderful. We've got bacon in the house, so Nick can make his marmalade and bacon sandwiches for dinner. Oh, thank you. That's very thoughtful. Right, where am I going to? I've got to keep all my boxes so I can recycle my boxes, but I'll empty them out. I'm in control. Sort of. Now, this is from Jeannie in North Carolina, and it's for Carleen. So I'm just going to open it just now, just in case. It looks like something furry. Oh, she will absolutely adore that. Look, it's fluffy. It's going to go around her neck, and it's a really lovely hat. Oh my gosh, and socks for her. Oh, that's so kind of you. She will greatly appreciate that. I'm going to put this here. I'll wrap it all back up, and I shall leave that all together so that she knows that she's got a coordinating outfit. So let me get over here without knocking this over and see what we can do with these questions. No, it's not Larky, it's Penny, because she's trying to get in the door. Larky's sleeping, because he's not daft. Here we go. It is, this is the start of the weekend. Do you know, I couldn't decide whether or not it was Thursday or Friday, but it's obviously Friday. Excellent. So the lady in the barn was the lovely lady who's giving a fantastic home to Luigi and Lucy. And she will be coming back and forward with her barn partner, and they'll just be working with the 2 donkeys, and they're going to acclimate themselves to the donkeys and vice versa, and then the transfer over will be a comfortable process, because they're very conscious that Lucy is quite a nervous soul. Oh, freezing wet weather coming later tonight. Well, you know what that means? That means this place is going to be an absolute ice rink. Dana came this afternoon and we put sand down. And the ice that was underneath the snow has now emerged. And it's now got surface water on it. So this is going to be absolutely fantastic for moving this furniture tomorrow. Ugh. So this is another thing I've noticed in Topsfield. When you're driving down the roads in Topsfield, they have pre-bad weather coming in, pre-snow, pre-ice, anything that's going to make the roads slippy. They seem to drip a few lines of saline in the road. And it's really interesting, because I'm trying to work out, I should probably Google this, but I'm trying to work out whether or not it just stops the surface freezing, and that whatever else is on top lies there. But when they bring the what do you call them, the snow plows over, whether or not it's just loose and then it scatters. Because I was thinking more along the lines of, I could make a saline solution and go up and down the driveway with a watering can, but I'm not sure whether or not it's to stop the ice forming full stop, or whether or not it's just to make it easier to scrape the ice off the surface. So that's something that I'm thinking about having a little investigation into. I should probably ask Carleen, and she can go and have a think about it. We're supposed to get what? What? Snow? No. Hilda, go wash your mouth out. S word and everything. That's Penny making all that noise. She just wants in this way. George is not going with anyone. George is going back home by himself in the middle of the month, because he is going to be sharing his barn with a horse. So that's a big change, because the family horse is coming back home. So that's a lovely situation. It'd be nice having your donkey and your horse in your backyard. Although I don't know what I'm talking about, because I've got several. Do we have a giant black horse? We haven't got a giant black horse, have we? No. Not on this farm. No. Joe, I'm hoping this tripod will turn up. I don't know whether or not we took it and put it in the car, or if Nick's maybe got it. I'm hoping this will turn up, but I'll let you know. Be in big trouble. Oh, thank you, Marilyn. I got it. It's me set for dinner with my bacon and marmalade. Yes, those look like very comfortable grips. No, it's not Larky crying, and now she's settled down again. Sizzle's out with Janine and Wanda. They're doing things in the cabin. She's been up and down the driveway. Although, I tell you, this morning, that Wanda, she's such a monkey. So she was out with Janine and Sizzle, and she saw me, and I was getting in the car, maybe about 8 or something, because I was going off to Meredith. And she saw me, charged towards the car, jumped into the driver's seat before I could get there, sat in the passenger seat, and she's like, right, where are we going? Put the heated seat on and get the blower directed to me. I was like, have you got cold feet? And she's like, definitely. So I phoned Janine to tell her that I had Wanda, not to worry, she hadn't gone missing. So I took her away off to Meredith with me, and she sat in the car on the heated seat with the blowers directed towards her. And she just kept looking at me going, this is the life, isn't it? And I'm like, definitely. You've got all the blowers and the heated seat, you little monkey. I have no idea where the new cameras are, but they are coming. We're needing to order the appropriate cable. Yeah, that sounds like a someone else job. Definitely not me. Yes, it's been raining. It's been raining since about midday, and it's just going to be making ice. Yuck. Ooh, it's not saline. I wonder what it is. Has to be something that's safe though. Pickle juice? Does that work? What's that got in it? Vinegar? Oh no, because pickles are pickled in salt and water, aren't they? Oh, you'd have to have a heck of a lot of pickles. Goodness. Oh, I like beets. Oh, right, so saline solution does help melt ice. Yeah, I wonder if that would be an efficient way to do this. Don't brine the roads. Well, I suppose marinated roads are the way forward, that's fine. Yep, Penny may well be out in the pouring rain, and you know what? It doesn't bother Penny one iota. That dog, she just loves going, going, going. So if she's happy out in the rain, it's not particularly cold, so, and then she'll be, they lie underneath the heater in here, this pair. They're hysterical. Rock salt. Yeah. And liquid. Oh my gosh, this is, oh my goodness, this is getting into a bit of a science lesson. I'll wait till Carleen comes back, because we need to also make sure that it's not dangerous for paws of dogs or anything that should possibly eat it or run off. So that's something we have to be careful with here. Penny's leg seems to be absolutely fine today. I'm not sure how Gemini is, but I would presume he's probably getting on quite nicely. I know. She posts quite regularly on her Facebook page. Pickle juice. So we've actually had it sanded. We're not allowed to use salt here. Because we have, we're surrounded by, I keep calling them marshes and swamps, but they're not. It's wetlands. It's very official. So we're surrounded by wetlands. So from that point of view, we have to be very careful what we put down on the ground. Is that you, Janine? No. Calcium chloride. Hello, Gary. Gary comes and helps us with hay and all the likes, and he has some lovely, lovely children, but also lovely horses. Ooh, right, okay. That's maybe not quite so good then, Roger. Okay, so I'll have to go and think about this. Here is me thinking a watering can with a strong saline solution would be good. I do know that there are restrictions. We have to salt, and we can't actually put down too much. We have to sand and not salt, because the salt knocks off the wetlands and it's a bit tricky. So that's something that we always have to be very aware of. And not only do we have wetlands, but before we've got the wetlands, we've also got the ponds, and quite a lot of, we've got frogs and snakes and things that live in the ponds. So we need to be very careful to make sure we're respectful of their environment. So, oh, I've got the diary here. Well, this is my diary, so I've got a vague chance of remembering things. And we should have Wallace starting the training of humility on Saturday, we're hoping. And then we have to wait and see. Janine has written on here on the 16th that Janine is going somewhere, but she's not telling us where she's going. But this is February, by the way, but we'll be keeping an eye on that in case she's taking a little wander by herself. So, Larky's mouth is fine. You wouldn't know anything had actually happened to him, believe it or not. He seems to have actually healed himself quite nicely, so that's super. So, I know it's going to be a busy weekend because the cabin's been transferred over to Michelle. So there'll be lots of activity up that end of the driveway. There'll be work going on in the White House, the regular barn chores, etc., and barn visits. Then there'll be just things moving back and forward. So it's, yeah, maybe she is having a sneaky birthday celebration on February the 16th. She better not, that's my wedding anniversary. So, lots to do, lots to keep up with, and it better not snow. Now I'm worried about snow, so that will be interesting. So you'll be able to keep an eye on what's going on, and we'll obviously post our videos and our usual online. So I think I've got one last question here. Is everybody able to see the camera? Oh, right. Brittany, who's done the website fantastically, I might add, asks, is everyone able to see the cameras on the website or mobile phones? And she's wondering if it's better. Washington State, wetlands, pickle juice, no problem. Honestly, what do you do? I mean, I presume you strain out the bits of, what's that stuff called? Mustard seeds, or do you just put it all down? I mean, I don't know. I find that incredible. It must be so salty, pickle juice. Pickle brine, brined pickles, that must be it. But that must then be brined cucumbers. Oh, I don't know. Now, see, now you've got me all confuddled because pickles are not a big part of my life, obviously. Right, so we're going to have a fantastic weekend. The weather is going to behave itself, and the donkeys will be, there'll be no nonsense from the donkeys. Excellent. So, I'll see you on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend.